branching. In today's lecture, we will introduce about branching and how we are reducing the number of program lines into minimal. That is what today we'll see. And then, if time permits, we will enter into the subsequent chapter called textual robot language, and even some other topic also available with the robot programming. And today we'll see those things. And what we have seen some. Wait, just a minute. I'll share my screen. Concerning today's class, we'll join with us till the end. From 71 to yesterday itself they joined, I think so. 81 to 90. 81 to 90. That is 85 number is roll number 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, and 94. You please unmute your mic and please join with us. Right. Yes. My slides are visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes. This is what we are trying to do so with the aid of robot programming. We are trying to pick up some material from the chat. That is usually the chat means there is a pathway, there is a bay, or there is a lane. Assume let it be a cool drink manufacturing company. From that lane, we are removing. We are trying to palletize those the outcome. For that, what we are doing, we did the program, and this is what the program. This is what the program. Yesterday there was with the above 24. Pratik highlighted this issue. We were now converted into 2 into 24, and this is what the line. This also I have refined. Earlier it was from 232 to 241. Now it was refined into 233 to 242. And once the palette is full, we need to get the signal, and then therefore the new palette will come in order to get the other 24 parts. And in order to do palletizing, it has to continue. And this is what we did yesterday. And what we are going to do today, and we are going to do see for that we are going to introduce a term called branch fetch, and this is what the branch fetch see here. It repeats certain tasks. It will perform the task similar performs, and with the aid of this one, we are going to utilize. We are going to reduce the number of lines into as minimal as possible. And this is what the fetch subtask, move, enter, and wait 1 2. This is what the programs which we have used in the past program. And what we are going to do, we are going to divide the program into some subtask, and based on the subtask, we'll reduce into a drastic number will be reduced in the program line. See here, a branch place, we are going to use the branch place, which is used to indicate the following is a branch place. And move z minus 1, the position of the palette which moves in the negative is the direction. And when it gets the signal, when it was in signal 5, the gripper opens and it tries to depart from pick up the point. And n branch, this is the end of the branch. Similarly, it has to continue for other components, the other 24 components. With these 5 different lines, we are going to utilize the 24 different components, and we are going to reduce the program line. And you see, this z-axis direction by the distance of 50 mm. Z50 directs the robot to move down 50mm and command Z for positive 50 directs it move in the positive Z direction. And in this case, the robot would first have to be moved to the point above the required pallet location, and then it has to do the required task. And this is what we are going to do. See, this is what the program end program. From where we started the program in the past. See here, from how we have started. Step 1 should be move safe. It has to start from the very safe position. Then we were given wait 1-1. Wait, why we are given 1-1? We can start even from 1 also, but what we have allotted the sports from 1 to 10 for allotted for the signals, and from 11 to 20 for weight we were allotted earlier. So we were given weight 1-1, wait for start signal on line 1-1, and then move inter. Inter is in safer position in the lane, in the path, in the bay. That is what here chat shoot. Sometime it is called as in shoot. We will call it as in bay or lane, and it has to what happens. Wait 1-2. The bane has to issue some component finished product. In our example, we call it as a cool drink bottle. It has the completed cool drink bottle has to come at required place. From till achieving the required component, we need to wait. That is what we are defining here. Wait 1-2, and then signal 5. Open gripper. Gripper has to open, and then gripper has to pick up the material, and then it has to close the gripper, and then move inter. Again, move inter is a safer position for the lane, and then move above 1. Then it has to move to the pallet above 1, and then it has to the portion part has to be loaded on the location 1. That was signal 1. Open gripper and then depart slowly from the departure has to be occurred. This is the way that we performed in the yesterday's lecture. And what we are going to do, instead of move safe, we are going to use branch fetch. That is branch fetch, which indicates the following is a branch of we have certain sub branch. We have some task sub task like that. We are defining with the first step itself. We are defining. See here. Yes, branch fetch and then move inter. It has to go to the lane and wait 1-2. It has to wait until the completed component has to reach the lane, and move signal 5. The gripper has to open, then it has to pick up. The gripper has to close. Move gripper to pick up the part, and then it has to close the gripper, and then it has to pick up. Is it right? Move inter. Then it has to come to the safer position before the lane or bay. Then end branch. Then end branch. Here we are ending the branch. This is the end of the branch. Branch is ended. Then branch, we have some branch place. Here we are introducing some branch. This is what we are going to repeat again and again till the completion 24 different parts. Move is at 50. So far, do you have any doubts? So till nine steps. Do you have any doubts? Do you have any doubts till step 9?
No, sir.
No. Okay. Okay, we'll move. Then move is at 50. Is at minus 50. The portion part in pallet. Yes. Just a minute. Is Arun Balaji? Any interruptions, Arun Balaji? Any interruptions, Arun Balaji?
Sir?
Yes, you made a call?
No, sir.
Okay, fine.
It was before, sir, when you went off the meeting.
Okay, fine. Then move Z minus 50, the position part in the pallet. Then signal 5, the gripper has to release the part and then it has to depart from the pickup point. And then the N branch, the branch is N. Then it has to move to the safer position, move robot to the starting safe position, then wait 1-1. Here, these two commands, move safe and wait 1-1, which we were introduced in step 1. Now it is moved to step 14 and 15 here. And then we are using fetch. Fetch first part and move above one, place, and then again fetch the second part. Similarly, it has to continue till we are doing the operation. We are repeating the operation until doing palletizing 24 different components. And this was the Excel, and we have yesterday we have shown this of Excel in order to understand these 24 different components and the number of lines. Here, see here, fetch 16, 17, 18 is used to get the part number 1. Similarly, the initially we were using 10 different lines in order to move one particular part. But instead of 10 different lines, now we were using only 3. Therefore, the 242 is now reduced into 87. See here, move fetch, move above 1 and then place. And then again fetch, move above to place. Fetch, move above till we need to continue 3, 4 and then till 24 we need to continue and then place and then move enter. Enter is an intermediate safe position and then signal 7, the pallet is full. This is what the way we can reduce the entire program into entire 240 the line into 89. And here the incremental positioning approach, it is very important that each above point be located very precisely related to the respective pallet position. Otherwise, the pallet, the place branch will position the parts inaccurately on the pallet, and this is what the each of the 24 they must be defined in the program, and this could be require a great deal of tedious work by the programmer. The final program benefiting from the use of the fetch and the place branch defined above might be we are showing in this particular picture. The lines of code have been reduced from 243 to 89 for the palletizing operation described, and this is the substantial reduction in the programming effort. And what we can do, even there are other ways in which the use of branch can make programming of robot easier, and this is what about reduction over the palletizing program. And we have some limitations with this the lead through program. This is what the example for. Do you have any doubts with this slide number 26? Do you have any doubts?
No, sir.
Yes. And this is what the example in lead through method, and the lead through method has some limitations, and the first limitation is the robot cannot be used in production while it is being programmed, number one. And the second one is, as the complexity of the program increases, it becomes more difficult to accomplish lead through programming using the currently available methods. The third one is the lead through program is not readily compatible with modern computer-based technologies such as CAD/CAM, and the data communication networking and integrated manufacturing systems information system is in the third drawback. And when concerning with the first drawback, that is the lead through programming requires the presence of the robot precults the use of the robot in production, and this has important economic implications. The programming task time away from production, it means that the batch size of the part to be produced by the robot must be sufficiently large to maximize the contribution of the programming cost. and even if the lot size is too small, it might take longer to prepare the program than to runtime. Even when comparing to the runtime, the programming time is longer. And concerning the second limitation, which deals with the fact that robots are being employed in production application of increasing complexity, and being called on to platform increasingly sophisticated function with the lead through methods, it is difficult to program these kinds of functions. And the third limitation is concerned with the program of interfacing robot to other computer-based system in the corporation. One of the important goals in manufacturing is to establish the SIM systems in which the data and the information necessary to make a product is captured originally on CAD/CAM database, and which can be downloaded through the various manufacturing planning steps, ultimately to shop floor where the robot and other automated system works. And this was the third major drawback over this system. And when concerning with the textual robot language, and these are the other the subsequent portion about the robot languages, that is textual robot language. In connection with this textual robot language, which was earlier we were used Wave, which was developed during 1973 as an experimental language for research at the Stanford Artificial Intelligence Laboratory, and the research involving a robot interface to a machine vision system, which was accomplished using a wavelength language. And the research demonstrated the feasibility of robot hand-eye coordinate. And this is what they did during 1974. The Stanford University, they usually call it as AL, that is Artificial Intelligence Language Laboratory. Therefore, it is usually called an AL. And subsequently, we have other systems like Whale, that is Victor's assembly language, and Whale introduced during 1979 by Unimate in order to perform the Unimate product called Puma robot. And later the Whale 2 came into market during 1984. And the working robot language developed was also taking place by T.J. Watson research lab in IBM Corporation during 1974. And the two of the IBM languages were Autopos and AML. That is AML is in manufacturing language. The second of which has been commercially available, that is AML is commercially available since 1982 from IBM. And these are very important studies during textual robot language. And even some other also available, that is Rail. Just a minute. Yes, sorry for the interruption. And that is what the rail introduced during 1981 by Automatrix for robot assembly and arc welding, as well as machine vision, and MCL, that is manufacturing control language developed by US Air Force, sponsored by McDonnell Douglas as an enhancement of APT, that is automatically programmed tooling numerical control part programming language, and even some other also available. And you go through the textbook. And now we will come back to yes, this is what the generation, that is first generation, second generation, and future generation languages are dealing with the textual robot language. And the first generation language uses a combination of commands, statements, and teach pattern procedure for developing robot programs. And they were developed largely to implement motion control with a textual programming language. And therefore sometimes it may be called as a motion level language. And the typical feature include the ability to define the manipulative motion, straight line interpolation, branching, and elementary sensor commands involving binary signals. And concerning the second generation language, the second generation language overcome many of the limitation of the first generation language, and add to their capabilities by incorporating features that make the robot seem more intelligent. This enables the robot to accomplish the more complex task, and which was eliminated from the past study, that is first generation robots. And these languages have been structured programming language. Usually it is called as structured programming language, because they possess structured controls used in the computer programming language. And the commercial available second generation languages are AML, RAIL, MCL, and WAL2. And you please make a note of these different second generation languages: the AML, RAIL, MCL, and WAL2. And concerning the future generation language, the future generation robot languages will involve a concept called world modeling. The other terms sometimes used instead of world modeling include model based language and task object language. In a programming scheme based on world modeling, the robot possesses knowledge of the third dimensional world and is capable of developing its own step by step procedure to perform a task based on the stated object of what is to be accomplished. What it can do, it can perform the operation one by one. And this is what happening in the future generation robot. And we will start one by one. This is what the robot language structure. And this is what the second generation language represent the current state of art in textual language. And here it must be able to support the programming of robot, control of the robot manipulator, and interfacing with the peripheral in the work cell, like the sensors and equipment. And it should be support data communication with other computer system in the factory. And usually there are robot language operating system contains the following three basic modes as stated here. One is monitor mode, the second one is edit mode, the third one is execute mode. We have three different operating system in the robot language. Three basic modes in the robot language operating system. And again we will come back. There are 7 issues we need to address. That is the robot language elements and functions are categorized in 7 different heads. The first one is constant, variable, and other data object, motion command, end effector and sensor command, computation and operation commands, and program control and subroutines, communication data processing, monitor mode commands. This we will discuss once we are familiar with the current affair. Again we will revisit with these different 7 contents under robot language elements and functions. Yes, the forum is open to you all. Go on with the current affairs. To talk about the current affairs.
Sir, Mahindra College, sir, in Mahindra College in Hyderabad.
Yes.
They have employed a robot called as Mudra for sanitization purpose.
Samudra.
Mudra.
Mudra. Oh. Very good. It was good, and it was in line with our subject. Yes. Yes, in yesterday's Hindu, the increasing interval between two doses of the Covishield says center. That was the information yesterday. The Hindu says, and the over 92 percentage of all doses administered in India until March 20 was Covishield, with the rest being Covaxin. That is 92 percentage of dosage will be aided with the aid of Covishield. Only 7.9 percentage of Covaxin only taken by the people, and in that particular parts itself they are highlighting that is 46,951 new cases reported. And on the other head, and the national film awards announced, and for concerning the Tamil Nadu, there are 7 different titles won by the Tamil people, and the 67th National Film Awards is someone.
Yes, sir. Manoj Bajpayee got the Best Actor award, sir, for the Tamil film Dhanush.
Manoj Bajpayee,
Yes, sir.
Bhonsle, for Hindi
Yes,
film,
sir.
and for Tamil film.
No. He got for Tamil film, sir. Dhanush. Actually,
Yes,
he's
sir.
a Bollywood.
Best actor Dhanush.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Actually, he's
National.
from my state, sir. From Bihar, sir. Yeah. He's a very good actor, sir. He performs well. He performs well in Hindi, Telugu, and Tamil film. All kind of acting, sir.
You are talking about whom?
Manoj Bajpayee, sir, the national award winner of the 67th national award.
Oh, best actor. One among the best actor. There are 2 persons
Yes.
getting the award. Very good. He did the film called, what was the film the Manoj Bajpayee did?
Dhanush, sir. Dhanush and Gajba something name. Dhanush is a Tamil movie, sir.
Someone
Dhanush
please
got
explain.
the award for Asura, whereas Manoj got the award for Bhosle. He
The
did
same
not get
film,
the award
same-
for
this-
Dhanush. Dhanush is the name of the actor. He got an award for Asura or Asur.
Yes, Kumar Hardik. What was the film made by Manoj?
Sorry, sir.
What was the film made acted by Manoj?
Sir, Manoj got it for Bhosle, Bhonsle, whereas Dhanush too got it for Asura.
Right. It was very clear with the newspaper. Bhonsle. Very good. Right.
Sir, and
Yes.
last week, Boni Kapoor said Valimai first look will come on May 1st, sir.
Pony Kapoor said the first look, you can view the first look during May, first week.
Yes, sir. Of Valimai.
Valimai.
Yes, sir.
Ajit did a movie, or who did a movie? Ajit.
Yes, sir. Ajit.
Okay. Any other?
So India won yesterday's ODI by 66 runs.
India yesterday won by 56 runs.
Yes,
And
66. Sir.
66.
Yes, sir.
And during the introduction match itself, one fellow crossed to 50 and got, I think, 54 or what run he got, and with 25 balls or 23 balls.
Yes, sir. So yesterday everyone played well, sir. Shikhar Dhawan played a good knock of 98 runs. Virat Kohli 56 runs. Then KL
Okay.
Rahul also 64 runs.
Okay. Okay. Yes. 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 It was in the team effort. It was a team effort.
So for the first time, ISRO successfully demonstrated free space quantum communication at 300 meters communication distance.
The Josana, yes, you go ahead. The ISRO in the first time ISRO did quantum communications.
Yes, free space quantum communication at 300 meters distance. It is the first time our country has completely done that successfully, sir.
Yes, yes, yes. But I didn't read. That is why I am unable to make a comment over the information. I'll read and I'll tell what is going on with the stated title.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir,
Yes.
due to the elections are nearby, the manifesto which was released by the DMK, in that during a campaign, the former transport minister and right now the a constituent member have decided that they will be trying to eliminate NEET exam for Tamil. They'll accept only Tamil Nadu from NEET exams if they come into the power. And if that doesn't happens, they will make they'll make such no arrangements so that students can cheat in the exam during the exams. So this was the statement which was being made by the former transport minister of Tamil Nadu and the current constitute the KN Nehru. His name is KN Nehru. He have decided.
Yes, I didn't get you. They wanted to get the relaxation from the need for the Tamil Nadu people.
Tamil Nadu students, sir, if they come into the power, like that will be
If
the
they come,
first. If they come into the power, they are trying to attract the young voters right now.
okay, okay, okay,
So like most of the
okay,
Tamil Nadu
okay.
students are not in the favor of NEET exam, so they made that as their no kind of role or kind of turning point for getting into the power. If they knew that they will not be able to do it, they'll not be able to eliminate the NEET exams from Tamil Nadu. So what they are doing is if they are not able to do so, they will make such arrangements so that students while exam they can cheat. This was the bold statement which was made in the campaign. Like I can share the video or the statement made by him in the WhatsApp. That's why it's a very wrong kind of campaigning.
The Tamil Nadu people are trying to do malpractice during examination like that. He is disseminating again, Nero.
Yeah, he's challenging for that. If he is not able to do so, he itself will make those arrangements so that students can cheat in the exam during exam.
That was unfortunate, and even a minister and a past minister, and they are having a good number of supporters, and he's talking like that is not a advisable and not a good thing. And what happened? And the becoming or getting the education into the hands of the state would be the right issue, and even getting the relaxation for need would be right issue. But approaching in a negative way cannot give any good benefits over these issue, and that was the unfortunate. And the manifesto deals with we will try to get the education. What happens in during I think during 69 1969, Indira Gandhi, when he is taking the power emergency, he made the education into the central part of, he made the education from the state into central, converted from state into central, and we were unable to do so. And what happening when we are concerning with the education, the infrastructures and facilities are the lands and everything are given by the state government, And what they are trying to do, they are even the funds for teachers and all also disseminated through the state government, and what they are doing, the central governments wants to extend their hands in every fields, like education or medical or whatever it may be. Now see, even after 2 to 3 months, or agriculture, the people, farmers are doing protest, and through that the central governments to want to enhance the power, and they are trying to reduce the power of the state government. And that is what happened via need also. They are trying to enforce the power of the central, and they are trying to reduce the power of the state. That was happened. And that can be possible, that can be right principle, making the education from the central portfolio into state portfolio might be the right issue. Or instead of conducting the centralized examination, the state can do, when you are concerning about the quality has to be with the state. The state can also do a examination. Before 2002, what happens for engineering and medical, we have a own examination, own entrance examinations. Based on the entrance examination, we need to get score, and then we need to attend the counseling. Based on the counseling, we will get admissions. That is what happened. And like this would be the wrong issue. And any other different opinion from your side?
So they have
See,
already
education.
they have already made 7% reservation for Tamil Nadu government school students already, sir. Like more than this, if they make reservation, then that could be tough one for the other.
Yes. Let it be with the states, the own states. The number of colleges, and the based on the population, and based on the percentage of people who is crossing 10th or 12th, and based on that percentage, the all the states have enough number of colleges. Then state can have their own facilities to the to the people to insert to build the people to read their own. If it is not so, if some of the states might have not such a facility, then what they have to do, they have to build their own facility to increase the infrastructures, and then we can given the power has to be given to the state government. When he was CM with the Gujarat, and see, this is what the happenings. This is what the scenario happening today. Now he will refuse the happenings. Our CM, when he assume he was a chief minister of Gujarat at present, he definitely he won't allow this the influence of central, the increasing the powers of central, and he is trying to reduce the powers of the state. Definitely he won't allow. And even if time permits, we will more discuss about the other issues also. See the what happening in the education and medical and even agriculture. Even they are trying to enforce, they are trying to allow the even judges also the collegium practice. They want to abolish the collegium practice, and by abolishing, what they can do, they have some hidden other agendas. See, these are the things you need to you try to keen watch these things. If feasible, you try to read the editorial page, open edition and editorial page with various newspapers. Okay. Anything you want to share?
Hello, sir.
Right. Issue specific thing, but I have two quick news to share.
Yes, Pratik.
So the BBQ have offered their IPO, opened their IPO with a starting rate of 500 per share, I guess, and the crude oil prices have reduced by now due to falling rates of international crude oil.
Yes, I think 16 paise reduced in Tamil Nadu. Right.
Yes, sir. It's region specific. Its range is from 16 to 18 paisa.
16 to 18. Oh, okay. And the 500 shares you're talking about which company?
Sir, Barbecue Nation, sir.
Barbecue Nations.
Yes, sir.
Today today morning they have opened.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, good. That was good. And I think we aware about the GMAT account, and some may be already may aware about these stock exchange and all. And for them, it might be useful information not to get the stock. Is it so, Pratik?
No.
What was the stock of one particular one share? Are you aware?
Yes, sir. The price per share is 500 rupees, and their initial they've opened the IPO only to increase the number of their shops right now. They want to expand it all over the world.
Okay, okay. Getting
The
yes.
is around 200 to 250 crores as of now.
Yes, yes, yes. I think it might be the profitable investment. I think so. I didn't aware about the much aware about the stock exchange. You need to get concurrence, and if it is feasible, go ahead with the stock. And in order to get the stocks, you may go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Any other? Any other? I think I'll once these contents are over, we'll come back to Chitaj and other representative, and we'll introduce one or two robot language elements and its functions. Please make a note of this slide, that is constant and variable. There are two different lines. There are three different lines were introduced in order to understand about the constant and variable. Here, see the first example that we have five different numericals. Is it right? In the first example, an aggregate consisting of 5 real numbers. In the second example, consists of 2 strings. Here we were given 2 strings. And it is not necessary that the aggregate, and this is what the aggregate and location variable. This is called the in AML. In AML, this is what the aggregation and location variable, and we are using the bracketing symbol, open bracket and close bracketing, not to give some information. We in order to do some work with the aggregate and location variables and all, we were using this bracketing symbol. And it is not necessary that the aggregate contain element that are all of the same type. Any combination of integers, real numbers, and strings can be contained in the same aggregate. And the third one is an aggregate can be used to specify the joint coordinate values of the robot joints. And for the first example, could be used to define a 5-axis robot joint coordinate values for the point in space. The method of specification might be done with this line, that is defined A1. That is this interpretation of aggregate in this statement is that the first 3 values, this is 50.526 and 236.003 and 14.581, define the position of the wrist or the tool attached to the wrist in the world space, that is x, y, z coordinate, and the remaining values, that is 25.09 and 125.75, refers to the rotation of the wrist joints in degrees related to some natural reference point. And concerning the motion commands, we have 5 to 6 different motion commands. The first one is move by A1, and the second one is move A1 via A2, appro A1 50, move A1. With this, we'll wind up the today's session. And in move A1, we can understand about we were already defined some particular position called A1. In order to reach that from the present state, we were using this move A1. And what we can do, we can follow some particular path to reach A1, that is move A1 via A2. And this is what APRO A150 the appro command causes the end effector to be moved to the vicinity of point A1, but offset from the point along to Z axis in the negative direction by a distance of 50 mm. And from this location, the end effector is moved straight to the point A1 and closes gripper around the part and depart. See here, depart statement causes the robot. Here, depart statement is also given, and depart 50. That is depart statement causes the robot to move away from the pickup point along the tool Z axis to distance of 50 mm. The provision is available in Whale 2 program. The appro and depart statements to performed using straight line interpolation rather than the joint interpolation. This is what we are using not to do the task with straight line interpolation. And with this, even some other lines, programming lines are also available with the move command that we will disseminate during next session. Do you have any doubts with these slides? Do you have any doubts? And Chitash, I think Chitash.
Sir?
We were Chitash, Friday 9:30. Our class.
Yes, sir. Both classes.
Yes. Are you confirmed with the other section?
Yes, sir. I'm here, sir. We are confirmed.
Yes, Kedising. Yes, Chitash. Okay, we will have the classes during Friday 9:30 so that we can cancel the next week. And it is feasible to cancel all the other classes, Chitash and Kedising.
Yes,
what
sir.
Happened?
Other classes are already cancelled.
Okay. Anyway, fine. And fine. We will meet during Friday 9:30 and do one thing, KD Singh and Chitash, and refer our syllabus. What are the things left? You make a note and you please send back to me through WhatsApp group. Through that we can disseminate some assignments. In order to get this assignment too, we can plan those things as a seminar talk we can give and we can disseminate to your students. And what do you have to do? You need to find the left out portion in our syllabus. KD Singh and Chitash.
Okay,
sir.
Find the left out portion and send those contents to me. Okay, we'll meet during Friday 9:30. Thank you, Anuda.